Hello, my name is Joe and welcome to this Xpres Technical video. Today we're going to be looking at replacing the gas struts on the Sefa Rotex Auto Open Press. What should happen is you should press the machine down and the arm should slowly raise to its upright position. If the arm stops halfway or does not rise all the way to its full position, then you may need to replace the gas struts that I'm going to be showing you how to replace today. The goal of this video is to get you comfortable in replacing these gas struts so that you can do it yourself and avoid hefty engineer costs. Now the first thing we need to do is remove the power lead from the back of the press. It's really important that you make sure the press is not switched on during this process. So we're going to flip the machine off. I'm going to pull the power lead from the machine too. So make sure it's flicked off and then pull the power lead. Once the power lead is removed, you can then remove the connectors to control the heat plate, just like this here. Once that connector has been removed, you're now ready to begin removing the top cover. Once these bolts have been removed, you should be able to remove and lift off the top cover of the press. The press should sit relatively comfortable like this. Okay, so now we have the top cover off, we're just going to have a look at what part we're actually replacing. So firstly, you can disconnect this wire here. That's the single wire that goes from the main board into the electromagnet on the machine. Now firstly, that wire can just come out of the way. What we're actually replacing is these two gas struts, one on the left and one on the right. These gas struts are held in by the bolt on this side and the bolt on this side here. There's also one on the right hand side, two on the right hand side as well. So the things we're going to need is a 13mm spanner and a 13mm ratchet of some description. Now this is the easiest way, but you can do it with two 13mm spanners. As a general rule, people are only going to have one 13mm and one 13mm ratchet as well. So these two are the perfect things to get these off. So from the top angle here, what we need to do is put the spanner onto the inside bolt, which is this one here, like that. Once the spanner is on the inside bolt, we can then place our ratchet on the outside bolt here and begin to loosen off the outside bolt until it comes all the way off. And do this on every bolt inside the machine. So there's 4 in total. There's one in this corner, this corner, this corner, and this corner here. Once the press is at this point here, where you have the bolts off of either end, all we need to do is remove the gas strut. Now, if you just try and pull it, it'll feel like it's locked in place by something. The trick is to lift this arm here. If you just lift the arm, gas strut should literally just come straight out really easy. And then the other end just pops out as well. The gas strut should just come out towards you like this. Now simply all we need to do is replace the ball ends here. So if I come and give you a zoomed in look here, you can see these ball ends are actually what are replaceable. So what we need to do is pop out the little clip here, which should bring the clip straight out. You can then remove this screw section here. So just give that a pull. Now, if done correctly, what you should be left with is 2 little C-shaped clips, 2 bolts with the ball ends, and a washer. Now what you need to do is take your new gas strut, which may come with these ends detached. All you need to do is just screw them down. So just tighten these up until they're looking like this, all the way down on the thread. And what you'll have is you'll have your thin end and your fat end here. What we need to do is we need to put the thicker ball end area onto the back, onto the thicker side, and the thinner one onto the thinner side like that. So I'm just going to put these on. There's one end. And that's the other end. Now we just need to put the little circlips in. If I bring it up really close, you'll be able to see the circlip go in and tighten round. Same with this side. Just going to take a little circlip, put it in, and then snap it round at the back like that. You should be left with your thin end with the thin screw and your fat end with the fatter screw like that. And then the thin end will also get the washer on top. Now, once you have your fully built up and ready to go gas strut, what we need to do is put this back into the machine. So relatively straightforward is thread it through the machine the way that we took it out. So thread it into the back, put the far end into the hole. You should be able to see it, relatively straightforward. You can always use the outside to help you line up though. So just make sure that you can see the thread poking through. And on this end over here, we're just going to lift it up with one arm and pop, screw through with your other, like that. So that's it from that side, and that's it from the, and exactly like before, except technically the other way around, we're just going to tighten up the bolt here to make sure it's nice and tight. So do the front and do the back side too. So the very final thing we need to do is plug the top cover back in. So simply take your top cover, plug it in at the top there, just pop it back on top, making sure it fits on nicely all the way around. There we go. I'm just going to tighten up a bolt at the back of the machine. Most important thing is to get this bolt in first. So there's the back bolt in, then the front bolt here. Tighten these up. Same with this one here, just tighten it up. Once you have both bolts tightened up and the machine is back into working order, flick this back, plug your side back in, and now you can power the machine on and check it's all working correctly, and also give the machine a good press and make sure the struts are lifting everything back up as they should.